Hey guys, Elijah with Infinite Defense, and today I'm going to be updating a video that I made about 3 years ago, and that is how to repair an infinity target that's been shot by hollow points. And if you have read our directions, if you've seen our merch, our no hollow points logo, the countless warnings in the directions, you will know that we don't recommend hollow points as they will punch out a bunch of little holes. Same goes for wad cutters, slugs, flat nose rounds, especially 45-70 gun. But I understand our targets are awesome, and you may have been extra excited to get out to the range and you just busted the target out of the package, took it there, and accidentally filled your first mag with hollow points. Or maybe you went out to the range with some buddies and you didn't let them know about that issue. No worries, your targets are not ruined. I'm gonna show you a quick fix that costs about $7 to $14, and then you'll be good to hit the range again. So as you can see, this full-size infinity target silhouette is riddled with hollow points. Now, if this happens to you, your target is not ruined. As you can see, you can barely see air through those holes. So even after it's painted, you're gonna see the mark, but the hole is the size of the actual hollow point, not the round. So it's impossible to send a round perfectly through these holes. And if your round even touches the material at all, the paint's gonna flake off and you still know that you hit that spot. So it shouldn't be an issue. It really comes down to an aesthetic standpoint as well as a target lifespan. If you put a bunch of hollow point rounds, it's gonna chunk out a bunch of material, and over time, your target is not gonna last as long. And as you can see on this circle drill target, there's one hollow point put through this middle circle. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix this circle drill target in real time so I can talk over it, and then I will go ahead and we'll do this full-size silhouette close up so you can see exactly what's going down. So first off, you're gonna want some tape. Masking tape works best, painter's tape, but I don't have any. Duct tape will do. It is a little sticky, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this goon tape. You're gonna want a piece of cardboard or maybe a plaster spreader or something. And you're gonna want to go to Walmart or Home Depot or Target, probably even has this stuff. And there's plenty of options to choose from. In my experience, Flex Seal does the trick. They didn't have Flex Seal. Flex Paste will do. I think there's also Flex Glue and Flex Sealant now. They should all work relatively the same. Do not use Plasti Dip, that will not work. This was about 14, 15 bucks at Walmart. And for other options, we're gonna use all four on this big target just to see the differences. These are pretty much the same. This is an interior sealant, and this is a 100% silicone sealant. These are both silicone sealants. Do not use acrylic caulk. It is not elastic or stretchy enough for this use case, so if you shoot it, it's probably just gonna pop right off of the back of the target. Same thing here, just silicone sealant from Home Depot. All of these are about $4 to $7, and they come in a nice squeeze tube, so you don't even really need a spreader. Just to keep the material from spreading out of the target, you're gonna take your tape, you're gonna put it right over that hollow point hole, make sure it sticks there. Then you're gonna flip your target over, you're gonna locate your hole. Probably should have brought a knife because none of these are open, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this open one. You're gonna go ahead and fill that hole with your sealant. And if you have gloves or something to wipe your finger off, I would push the sealant down into the hole to make sure it fills all those gaps. Be generous with your sealant because a lot of times sealants will shrink and you're gonna have to repeat this step after it dries. So just keep that in mind. As you can see, nice and sealed up on the backside. We have our tape, so as it dries, it should dry flat. Once it gets a little harder, and as you see, it didn't completely get to the front, just a little bit. So I'm gonna take a little extra. We're gonna go in from the front side. I'm gonna put that tape back over it, nice and flat. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy, put him outside to dry, and we'll work on the next one. Okay, so right now we're gonna try all four of these. Let's cut these guys open. So the thing I like the most about the Flex Paste is that it is black. They sell it in different colors. It doesn't smell great, so I'm gonna put the cap back on that. Which obviously matches the material more. The clear works fine. It's gonna help the paint come off of the surrounding area, so still gonna get your highly visible black hit markers. I don't know where my goon tape went, so we're gonna take some duct tape, masking tape, painter's tape, whatever you got handy. Actually, I would recommend, let's come from the front. This is just gonna help it get nice and flat. Take your duct tape. Wax paper would work well if you do this method because obviously it's going to stick to the Flex Seal duct tape. Probably shouldn't have done this big of an area. don't want to get my table messed up, but sometimes you gotta get dirty. Oh, there's a goon tape. Okay, down here we're gonna use some of that clear sealant just to see the difference. Okay, so this one is white, not a huge issue. So that guy, give it a swipe with your cardboard, throw our tape over. Go this guy down here a little bit. It's a good grouping. It's a pretty wide area, so just gonna use duct tape. There is actually right here is a pretty big chunk. So what I'm gonna do, let's go with flex paste for this one because it's a little thicker. Just gonna get a good chunk of that guy right there. Perfect. Flip it over. And of course, in the middle, we had all that flex paste, and oddly enough, there is some lead sticking out, probably from shooting 22s in the garage. It's in process. Just remember to use a lot of pressure. Get the sealant deep down in there. We're gonna fill this big old hole right there. I should probably add that this should be done in a ventilated area or outside, not inside your house like I'm doing, but the nice lighting is in here, so we're gonna deal with it. So that's good. I don't remember exactly where we were. Down here was the clear sealant. And you can see there's some pretty big chunks taken out of there. So we're just gonna fill those. The nice part about the squeeze tube is you can get right in there instead of having to push it all down in. And I think right here was the white. And the backside doesn't have to be pretty, obviously. You just want that material to fill in there. And this isn't the side you're shooting, so who cares? And I would recommend wearing gloves. I'll probably put that in the beginning. To safely dispose of your spreading equipment or anything that you've got paste on. All right, and now that this guy's all set, we're gonna go toss him outside. We're gonna wait about 24 hours for it to set, see if we need to add any more, and then we should be good to go and we'll repaint them. So I'm gonna just go ahead, set this guy right on the side of the garage, and we will be back in 24 hours. All right, guys, it has been about 24 hours, and as you can see, this was a circle drill target that we did, and you can see that the silicone sealant has shrunk a little bit. Let's get a closer look. You can see that there's kind of a divot on the front, but it did completely seal, and on the front side, I've already taken the tape off. You can see right here, a little bit of tape came off, but it is flat. We'll go ahead and spray paint both of these up in a second. The circle drill target was the clear bottle, which I've noticed to shrink. But looking at the other ones, this was the other clear silicone sealant. It dried kind of milky, but it did not shrink much. Neither did the white version. I would press on it and make sure it's a little spongy to know that it's still elastic and will self-heal with your target. And obviously the flex paste did not shrink at all. So let's flip this guy over, go to the front side, and take the tape off. So we'll start with the Flex Seal. Perfect. I believe this was the white sealant. Nice, and as you can see, it's a bright white. So you can see no more holes right there. We'll go ahead and paint both these targets up in a second. And then again, right here, we have the clear sealant. And you should be able to see, you can see the holes still, but they are flat when you feel them. And then we have that big chunk that was missing that we filled with the flex paste. It's off. We have that big chunk right there. So we'll start with the flex paste. So there was a bunch of holes right there. You can't even tell anymore. Let's get the other spots down here. We have the white silicone, and we have the clear silicone right there. Some more. So for comparison, that was before, and this was after. I don't think we filled that one, but there was about 4 or 5 holes here that have now disappeared. And right here we had that giant chunk that was missing, which is non-existent now. Let's go ahead and look at the circle drill target. Right here we had a big hole. That was the only hole in the target. And that looks good as new. I do hope this video provided you guys some help, especially if you have some just old beat up targets that have taken a lot of wear, or if you accidentally shot a hollow point through them. But either way, these methods should work. Again, I highly recommend the Flex Paste, which is about 15 bucks at Walmart. If you want to go cheaper route, you can get the silicone sealant for about $7. But just make sure you have cleaning supplies, a cleaning mat, gloves, tools, something to spread it with, and something to dispose of. Do it in a well-ventilated area. Wait about 24 hours. Check if you need to reapply some of your sealant, and it should be good to go for the next range day. So again, I hope this helped out. If you want to see more tips and tricks from us, or maybe some gun reviews, accessory reviews, optics, targets, whatnot, we will be doing a lot more of that on this channel. And if you need more targets and accessories in the meantime, make sure to check out infinitytargets.com for the world's best self-healing targets, paper targets, steel targets, all that jazz. But I appreciate you for sticking with us and buying Infinity Targets, and I will catch you in the next one. Again.